Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Power Vacuum. I'm your host, Belmont. We've got another big update from No Man's Sky, and this might be the best one yet. The last one, I think, introduced gaseous planets or gas giants and full water planets where you can build underwater bases now, kind of like Subnautica. It's pretty cool. I've seen some videos. I haven't really delved into that yet. Yeah, pun intended. But this latest update, we got the patch notes here straight from nomanssky.com and Hello Games. It's called Relics. And this is super cool. This is probably going to get me back into this game pretty hardcore, but it's introduced update 5.6. Turn your hand to paleontology and update 5.6 Relics. Unearth hundreds of unique bones and assemble skeletons to design fossil exhibits. Join the community on an expedition to recreate lost creatures, battle against gargantuan stone guardians, and more. There's the Guardians. It's kind of Zelda-ish for the Guardians. Nope. Nope. Or Shadow of the Colossus. Whatever. We don't care about that. Just show us the Guardians. That was some underwater exploring. Here's them building the thing. Allegedly, you can put the bones together wrong. I saw something about that where you don't know the order at first, so you have to select the order and you can I mean it's probably pretty obvious. That first one looked obvious, but there might be more complex stuff. I am curious as to how this combat plays out because the combat's not very good in this game. It's more of a necessity, and I imagine it's going to be pretty janky the way it is fighting the Sentinels, but I don't play this for the combat. I play this for the exploration and the basically, sandboxing. Design creature skeletons. Design and assemble complete skeletons from your collection of ancient bones. Imagine how ancient alien creatures might have looked and reassemble their bodies from the fossilized remains with millions of possibilities for unique species. So I wonder if there's going to be a canon log of what the species are supposed to look like versus like this is obviously a player built model or a dev built model where it's might not be all the pieces that belong together, but they just put them together. So it's going to be super cool. Uh, Paleontology is one of those fever dreams that everyone wishes they were into after watching Jurassic Park. You know you were, so don't kid yourself. Like look at this. You build a museum, crazy snake creature, some little gecks enjoying the view. Oh, it's a gek. This must be a gek planet. Reanimated guardians, hulking stone life forms slumber by planetary fossil beds, defending these ancient burial grounds from travelers who would seek to disturb them. Interesting. Yeah, that's this to me is very it's like a combination of Lost Planet and Zelda. Where you're fighting giant creatures in Lost Planet, but they're guardians in Zelda. They even look kind of Zelda-ish if you look at this, but or no buts. This is kind of suspect with how similar these are to Zelda Guardians from Breath of the Wild. Collect a huge variety of bones, exhume a vast array of ancient bones with rib cages plated to spiked, limbs dangling and grasping, skulls from warhounds, bog snappers, and titan worms, and an assortment of tails and tailbones. There are hundreds of unique fossil parts to unearth. Sign up with the Galactic Paleontology Society and join the community on a journey to recreate ancient life forms and uncover secrets left undisturbed. Is this an in-game society? Visit fossil collectors aboard space stations to sell your created fossil exhibits or trade some of your bones for any other broad selection of fossils. Haggle and experiment to find the best deal. All right. Improved abandoned mode. Playing in an abandoned universe has been streamlined and enhanced. Derelict space stations now contain functional upgrade stations for the exosuit, starships and multi-tool, as well as salvage boxes containing valuable upgrades. Travelers can scavenge further technologies from planetary buried caches, and purple systems are automatically visible on the galaxy map. Oh, that's different. So there are different systems, for those of you that don't know, that you require different drives, um, basically different gases to power your engines, which burn a different color, which allow you to travel to those things. Purple systems wouldn't appear until you actually had the engine capable of traveling to them, which you can beat the game without ever needing those purple systems. So if you ever built the ship or upgraded your engines, just all of a sudden there was way more stars. And you were like, "Whoa, what's going on? What happened here?" You didn't know. I found it on accident, and it's cool that they appear now because that's gonna give people more incentive to explore crazier stuff. They're probably also going to put a lot of bones and this new stuff on purple systems just because there's less discovered planets. Otherworldly bone creatures. On planets where ancient bones can be found or within purple star systems, skeletal fauna have risen from their fossil beds to roam the planetary homes once more. I could have just kept reading instead of speculating. It's literally the next panel. Share fossil creations, package assembled fossils into fused exhibits. Excuse me, I've been up since like, I don't even know when, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Conventionally stored in the inventory, reorganize your museum layout with ease or gift your displays to other travelers. Participants in the Relics expedition can earn the usual flight device sculpted from the remains of sentient rock. This unusual flight device. It's like just a stone backpack instead of the normal one you have. Prepare new bone-based recipes in the nutrient processor to ingest for health and protective benefits, or to present to iteration Cronus for critique, judgment, and potential remuneration. Visiting roaming fossil collectors and harvest large bone caches at paleontological digs. I don't know why I was having trouble with that. Established upon many worlds across the galaxy. Can, I almost should have read an article instead of this because how far these things are spaced out is kind of annoying. I wish it was just a sequence of paragraphs. Complete the Relics expedition to unlock a complete living stone appearance override. A powerful magnetic field runs through the ancient stone, turning lump and rock into something almost alive. That's pretty cool. Excuse me. It is dope, like stone-ish. I'm not too keen on this Mandalorian looking helmet, but you know. The Relics expedition unlocks the exclusive living fossil companion, a loyal, fleshless creature of animated bone. And floating stone guardians protect fossil sites, hurling massive rocks and crystal at anyone who would seek to exhume their beds of ancient bones. I feel like we're repeating ourselves now. Crafty and challenging opponents, the guardians will sometimes even resort to self-destruction to defend their territory. That's funny. The crumbling ruins of relic worlds are watched over by monumental stone figures, vestiges of long dead alien civilizations. These mysterious effigies appear dormant, their purpose lost to time. Rare skeletal worms thunder through the dunes and darken the skies of some worlds, bringing even stranger varieties to these titanic life forms. Bold explorers can steal the vigilant stone left by slumbering guardians. These rare relics are highly lucrative, but may provide vengeance or provoke vengeance from the eyes of the original owner. decorate freely with the bones. I'm tired of reading the same thing over and over again. Basilisk crown staff. See, that's something new. Travelers completing the relic expedition will be rewarded with the exclusive basilisk crown staff, a fused pillar of bone and circuitry. Beware the gaze. Gaze with a Z, not gaze with a Y, by the way, for anyone listening. Uh, I realize that that probably sounded bad in audio only. Like if you're not actually watching the video, you just have it on in the background. Hearing beware the gaze, you're probably just going, What did he just say?" But GAZE for those listening. Pin celestial bodies to your starship's navigational system from the discovery screen to help locate undiscovered planets within the solar system, or narrow down your search for rare planetary features such as ancient bones or dissonant worlds. So they're going to turn all the ancient bone stuff into actual fossils, which seems like a pretty big update because ancient bones, they're usually just like, you found a rare bone and it's sold for 50,000 units or whatever the money thing is. Oh, here are the actual patch notes. I should have just went straight to this. Planetary fossil beds now contain a vast array of specific bone formations. Each of these bones can be placed in a decorative base parts, either individually or mounted on display plans. Large display plants allow a collection of bones to be reassembled into a complete skeleton, allowing the design and reassembly of ancient extinct beings. Complete Completed displays can be packaged into an easily transportable module, allowing them to be redeployed in other locations, traded with other players, and sold on the galactic market. A new planetary dig site building has been added, serving as a hub for interested fossil collectors. The icon for planetary fossils has been improved. A small tutorial mission has been added to guide new paleontologists. A new paleontology section has been added to the guide. The fossil exchange. A fossil collector has been added to the space station. Surplus fossils can be exchanged with the fossil collector, allowing players to target specific skeleton components for their designs. The fossil collector will barter for items in their collection, allowing individual inventory items to be swapped. Pardon me. Expedition 18 relics will begin shortly and run for approximately 6 weeks. Ooh, okay. Rewards include new posters, decals, and titles, a living stone suit, customization set, the unique basilisk crown staff, a mysterious skeletal companion, and the exclusive Livingstone jetpack. Is the companion mysterious? You just explained what it was earlier on this page. Or is the mystery that it's a living skeleton? Stone Guardians. Fossil beds are now watched over by Vigilant Stone Eye, ready to protect the bones from those who would exhume them. Disturbing the Vigilant Eye may yield valuable rewards, but comes at the cost of awakening the Guardians. Two forms of Stone Guardians await, a huge living statue and a whirling storm of reanimated rock. Huge Guardian statues have been added to Relic Worlds. Skeletal life forms. A new highly rare skeletal life form has been added to some planets. Some planets are now home to the elusive Titanic bone worm. Quality of life and UI. Oh, these are some of the updates that the the more regular players care about. Planets in your current system can now be marked from the discovery page, adding a marker to the starship navigation system. That's cool. Added an accessibility option to increase the contrast in mission critical UI panels. Fix an issue that could cause the camera to move erratically back and forth while inside high ceiling rooms and player bases. Nearby NPCs that have specific unseen interactions will now be highlighted with a marker. Okay. Added a new water state for ocean worlds with significantly larger waves. Various volumetric and other atmospheric effects no longer play on planets without an atmosphere. Story details from the Stellar Multitudes mission now appear in the Journey Records page in the catalog. Reduce the number of corrupt drones that attack player settlements. The space station marker is now dynamically offset, preventing the marker from obscuring the station while at a distance. Fix a number of minor text issues in some extractor UIs. Fix a number of minor text and icon issues and shop interactions. Fix an issue that caused companions that we set to use no accessories to have a random accessory assigned after resummoning them. Fix an issue that caused a starship to too aggressively lock onto markers when engaging the pulse engine. I I don't think I've experienced that. Too aggressively lock on. An organic version of the teleport receiver has been added for use in living starships. I still have not got a living starship to this day. You have to do a very specific sequence of missions to get it, and I've just never gone around to it. I'm on my second character, probably about 50 hours in. I have like 200 hours on my first character. And I've done all the main story, and my current character has done barely any story. He's just exploring. Fix an issue that caused repair requirements for several living starship technologies to all be the same. Ooh, that would be annoying. Lingering on-screen display messages that report pulse drive errors will now clear as soon as a successful pulse drive engagement is detected. Significantly improve the compression used for saved games, improving file size and upload download times for players in the cross save beta. That's cool. That's an actual like quality of life change that will be detectable and noticeable for almost everyone. Created a section for cross save settings within the general options menu. Players in the cross save beta are now alerted to situations where uploads are timing out and can manually adjust how long the game will wait for a successful upload before detecting a timeout and canceling. So you can set your own timeout. That's nice. Cooking. New fossil related cooking recipes have been added. Base storage containers, inventories, and now accessible while cooking. Fixed an issue that prevented access to the nutrient processor's internal storage while on a freighter or the exoskiff. Fix a number of issues while cooking the exoskiff, including progressing, resetting, or incorrect items appearing in various slots. Kronos' grill on the space anomaly can now be used for several players at once. Fixed an issue that made it impossible to cook jellied eels. Really? Abandoned mode improvements. Multi 2 found in abandoned mode are now always free, but start with damaged slots. Settlement related missions will no longer start in abandoned mode. Abandoned space stations now have access to exosuit, starship, and multi-tool upgrade stations. Additional salvage boxes have been added around abandoned stations containing valuable upgrades and inventory expansion modules. Purple systems are now unlocked automatically in abandoned mode. In abandoned mode, crash freighter contains containers and other buried caches can now contain additional valuable upgrades. Optimization notes. Introducing a number of optimization and planetary prop rendering, optimization to dynamic physics group, a significant memory optimization for nav mesh generation, a number of minor texture memory optimization, an optimization for loading larger bases, number of optimization for text display, particularly in the journey records pages, and optimization to various catalog and guide pages. Other bugs. Holy crap, this game has a lot of bugs. You know what? I'm not gonna read the bugs. I will just post the link to this so anyone that wants to read about the bugs can. I've pretty much said what I wanted to say about this. Just to reiterate, you can now build alien creatures in your own museum and show them. And there's another event where you get unique items and a unique outfit. Check it out if you want to. I'm definitely going to jump back into this to see what's going on with this fossil stuff. I don't really care so much about the event. That's not what I play. I don't play this game to play with other people. I think it's a cool feature, but I play this game to just explore worlds and have some mindless fun. And this definitely looks like they've upped the fun factor by about 5 times more than it was before. And I say bravo, Hello Games. It only took you like 2 to 3 years to make a decent game out of the one you promised. And now you have delivered on that promise with the constant free upgrades. And I do look forward to your next game, which has been announced but doesn't have a date. I'll probably be doing a video on that later, or well, definitely later, but maybe later tonight or tomorrow. We'll see where the night takes us. But this has been your host, Belmont, signing out.